So it's Thursday, and on Thursdays we like to discuss family. It's our open house Thursday, issues relating to marriage, family, and lifestyle. And one story that caught our attention today was a woman who was on the pulpit and preaching about she was actually was part of her lessons, and she was saying that women shouldn't love a man. Don't marry the man you love. Marry the man you are able to submit to. According to the Bible, only a man is required to love his wife. A woman is not required to love, and she's required to be able to submit to the person. And obviously, this quote garnered quite a lot of responses on social media, and it was worth talking about because on this table we have discussed it several times in different ways. And one of the things I have said in the past that I've always said that, you know, all these mushy love is somewhat overrated. That the real thing is when you find somebody you can actually love. But some people believe in love. I remember talking to you back that I am a mushy person. I want to love. Love is important. But the truth is that as important as love is, and as we're growing older and we're looking back and we're trying to advise those who are coming behind us, and we're trying to say, do we still hold to that belief or that philosophy that you must actually feel the butterflies, you must actually be head over heels, you must actually feel that love to decide to marry a man? Or should we go by this woman's advice that, you know what, it's about who you are able to submit to, forget the little butterflies. Focus on, am I able to submit to this person? What are your thoughts on this conversation? You can call us on 081-270-536-8709-1390-7694. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read the tweets.
You've measured my.
I remember those days for love. I remember you used to say,
I would forever be for love because for me there has to be all the types of love. You know, there must be that erotic love. You know, and there must be the agape love. There must be the love of I respect you love. So but what we tend to talk about is leave the mushy, the erotic love. You can always learn that. Leave the I'm in love with you. Focus on I'm going to submit to you. And it has put a lot of Christian women under undue pressure to take under the guise of submission. So while I hear her and I understand the importance of respecting one's husband, I would say that you don't discount love. You don't discount having that emotional attachment with your partner, because you will go through the marriage will go through different seasons, and you just remember how it used to make you feel. In that moment of anger, you would flash back to the emotional attachment you have to bring yourself into a state that is profitable. So let me go back to the question for the day. You don't need love. What you need is a man you can submit to. I think you can have all in one. I think you can find a man that fulfills his role as a man, that you can submit to him, and yet is a man that catches your fancy, is a man that authorises you. When you see him, your body is doing giz-giz. I think if you can have the two in one, it's an amazing combination for a successful marriage. If you cannot have the two in one, then you can decide to go for only submission, but I would rather have the two in one.
Okay. So, I mean, I like how you put it, because the truth is that there are different types of marriages. And all of them can still give you success. You can still be successful, because we've had arranged marriages in the past where people say, okay, I'm arranged. I mean, it will take years. Eventually, you now respect the person. I mean, let me come to you. What are your thoughts on this? Is it that head over heels love? I can't eat, I can't sleep, I can't drink until I see him. Or, okay, he's here, he's doing his thing, he's providing for us, he's being a man, and I respect him.
Okay, so let me put it in the context where this woman started this conversation. She was picking it up from the Bible, where they instructed the man to love his wife and give his life, you know, as Christ did. And they instructed the woman to submit to the husband as the head of the wife, the head of the family, you know. And you know, sometimes when we pick concepts like this, we need to break it down to layman's terms, to real-life experiences. Now, what I've seen is when we had those matchmaking marriages back in the day, I've noticed that most of the marriages lasted longer than all of this. I fell in love, head over heels, and then it hits the rock and the love is not able to hold water. The love does not keep you in the relationship. You forget the love. In fact, the thin line between the love and hate that we practice these days, you forget it in a blink of an eye. The way you now start responding to the person, people will be wondering, I thought you people said you loved each other, you know? But we saw that the marriages that had two people who didn't know each other come together, they had to learn to, begin to know each other. And once the man loves the wife, it gives the wife a conducive environment to submit. It makes submission more. Submission is actually a higher form of love. But you need that conducive environment or conducive atmosphere to be able to submit. So if you, the woman, is the first to love deeply, to love a man deeply, you will not get the man to be committed to you, because let me tell you how men are wired. A man will see the person they want to spend the rest of their life with, and they have conversations, and maybe in a space, they know. And when a man sets his eyes on a woman that I love this person, I would like to share my life with this person, he never accepts his death that separates them. He stays there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if that man does not have his eyes set on you, he sets it on somebody else, no matter the love you give to him, his eyes will always be outside, because you are not the love of his life. I've seen people, men who have dated several people, and then they fall in love with this person, and all their friends are wondering, how did you change like this? You're not hanging out with us again. You're not drinking again. You're not doing this again, because he has fallen in love. And when that man falls in love, you, the woman, the way we are wired, we can love anybody. Once that environment is conducive, you will begin to love him. You begin to submit to him, because he makes it easy for you. So I think that's where this woman is trying to explain. And trust me, I advise young people. I'm going to say it here. I advise young people. Make sure, how I use my own words, I don't quote the Bible when I'm telling them this, but I tell them, make sure your husband loves you more than you love him. Trust me, you will enjoy your marriage. I have that experience. I've seen people around me with that experience, even elderly people around me with that experience. It makes things easy for you. But when it's the woman that is loving the most, God help you.
Well, I don't want us to generalize.
I'm not generalizing, you asked for my opinion, and I told you.
So in your own way of thinking, that's how it is. But it doesn't happen like that.
And the experiences I have seen around me, and the advice I would give to my own child.
So I get that, because there are other experiences. I could share my own experiences that when my husband and I came together, it wasn't head over heels. We're two adults, we're ready to say, you know what, I'm ready to get married. We came together, and we match made. We came together, and within a year, we got married. And it grew, it was something that grew over the years.
You're on my side now. Yeah? You're on my side. You didn't fall. Hello.
What I'm saying, the point is that it wasn't as if one love was heavier than another love.
Know that.
It was both. I'm just saying that we don't know that either. So the point is that it grew over time, and both of us said, you know what, we're two adults, we're ready for this, let's take a plunge. And gradually we grew, and now we're 13 years or so, and it has grown stronger. So there are different scenarios, but that might be the most case scenarios. I can understand that. But so, Mike, let me come to you. Do you believe that
your 62 years experience?
Let me come to you. Do you think that women should love? Because the reason why I want to come to you, YK, because you know how these foreign movies make it look as if you have to fall in love. You have to be thrown all over the place. When you're in the other room, you're flip, you're this, you're doing this, you're
hanging in the bathroom.
All these
suspended
things,
from the ceiling.
And booze, you read all these things, and you watch movies.
And
a young person is aspiring to just find that, what's that? What they call them? The shining armor guy, the
knight in shining armor.
Shining armor to come sweep them off their feet. That's our desire, and a young girl is dreaming about that all her life. And suddenly someone now tells you, don't look for that. Focus on who you can submit to. And you're like, excuse me, I want love.
This advice, I wouldn't take it.
Okay.
I'm just, I believe in love. I believe in loving my partner. I believe in my partner loving me. I believe in us loving each other, mutual love. I don't believe in if a man loves me more than I love him, I will walk all over him. I will walk over him like a mat. So
for you, it has to be equal.
It has to be equal. And it has to be And she says it can be. That's
Can
how
never
I-
be. Can never be.
Go ahead.
you know, I'm not even arguing with her. That's why I said this topic, for me, I mean, it just shows to me the continued decadence in the country that we are living in. Because that is our mindset now. Now man, we go look after me. So you now go to a man that you can submit to because maybe he has more money, that he has enough money to look after you. Next thing, you are cheating on him because you have found one that is making your body do giz.
So I like that angle I can taking us to, because
Yeah.
if you don't marry somebody, if you focus on who he can submit to, some guy will flash maybe at 40 when your body is screaming. I will now flash and you're like,
And
oh my
you-
goodness.
Your own husband is at home doing foot mat. He's loving you more than you are loving him.
my
You don't say, hey, sit down, I'm coming, I'm going. You are going to meet your...
The one that is
the
doing
one
you
that they have
this.
just arrested inside hotel.
No, that one is not. It was just a meeting.
You have got to
It was
another
just a
level
meeting.
now.
No,
But-
We're hearing
I'm
different
just
angles.
saying,
Yes.
Which is important, which is very important. Which is why I said that you choose what sometimes we have been made to believe that we cannot have it all. So we now choose the safest available option.
Yeah.
So somebody will say, since you might not have love and someone you can submit, you might not have love and the person will love you back equally. Let's just go for the one that we can be sure of. That's us, bringing
Compromise.
Yes, let's go for the one that I can submit to, a man that I can respect. No, what do I want? I want someone that would sweep me
hold
off
your
my
hand.
feet. I want someone that when he sees me outside, he's tapping everywhere as we are strolling. Me too, I'm grabbing when we are walking. Everything is just meow. It's just sweetie us like that. And it's 30 years after, and we are still sweetie ourselves like that. And it is possible for someone watching to aspire for that.
Right.
So I don't want anybody. And somebody else will say, well, at this stage of my life, I'm not looking for... I got married at 25, so please permit me. I was 22 when I met my husband. You might be 20... You might,
Calculate your hand.
So somebody maybe in her,
you might be 28
don't know
or
my
29
age.
or you're 35, and you're looking at yourself and saying, okay,
I've passed that level of...
Tokwe's template might not be ideal for me at this stage in my life. It might be more ideal for me to use Mariah's template. Let me see someone that I can respect, someone that both of us are committed to this thing called marriage. And he would give me his 100%, I will give it 100%. Over time, we would now romance and everything,
Love,
we work
everything
our way
will
through.
grow, yeah.
But you find the one that works for you.
Exactly.
It's good, though.
I have Ayola. Good morning, Ayola. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, you're live.
All right, I'm a first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, it's so long I'm listening to your program. I'm an addicted fan. In fact, my husband and I used to fight over your program. You know how much of that thing you used to watch except TV things? Maybe I give better things, but I will not listen to it. I'll keep watching.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember quickly what Auntie Yeli said that she cannot date someone that is more in love to her than she is to him. I remember when I was in university, I had this guy. He's so much in love with me, like 80-20. At the end of the day, I broke up with him because I was irritated by the love. I was like, can I continue with this? Even if I want to go astray, or if I send his family away, will he be able to correct me? If I decide that, I want to be a bad wife, with this kind of love this guy has for me, he won't be able to correct me. He won't be able to tell me what I'm doing is bad, because even when he calls me at time and I need his call, if he says, why did you miss your call? I would just like, I'm sorry, we just okay, sorry. If you just beg me instantly, I'll be like, are you a man? I'm shouting, you cannot even tell me to calm down. You are still begging me. At the end of the day, I just said, man, I can't go with this guy. You love this too much. You just spoil my life for me with love. So I ended up with somebody that at least the love was like 45, 55. It's not that smooth, but I'm still in the house and we are still enjoying.
Thank you
But
very
if I
much.
tell you that, guys,
Some of us are so used to trauma that when we see any semblance of peace, it icks us. We don't understand it. We don't know what to do with that peace. You see someone who loves you and treats you well. And I'm not saying that you should not have any form of feeling. That's not the thing, no. But you must be sure that the man loves you really well. What I see is a lot of women who work based on their own emotions. I'm so in love with him. I'm so in love with him. And then you get into the relationship and he disrespects you. He talks to you anyhow. You're walking on eggshells around him. You are so in love you cannot see. That's where I'm coming to. I'm not saying you should marry somebody you don't love. I married very young as well. I met him in the university. In fact, if you see us, when we went for your party, let me give you an instance. Our friend, Mr. Aduto, came to meet me and said, please, you people are outside. That is it all. And I've known this guy for 21 years. So what I'm saying is, you must be sure as a woman that you're getting that love from the man to save you tomorrow. Because if his eyes are not set on you, if you're not the one that tickles his fancy, I'm talking about him now, because I know that for you, you can always make it work if it's someone that fits into your box. If he matches what you want in life, you can always make it work. But if he doesn't, if you don't tickle his fancy, you end up being traumatized in that relationship, because a man must go for what he wants.
Okay.
I'm saying this as a way of protection, because I've seen a lot of women in pain,
Right.
being the one who they are the ones that love the most. They are the ones that do all of the sacrifice. The man is not willing to compromise at all. No, hold on. And they say, but I love him. I love him.
To address what
I can't live without him.
I want to address what the last caller said. Yes, there are men who want to love, but unfortunately they feel that their wives or the woman will take advantage of them because they'll become a doormat, as YK has said. A lot of men are scared of, so they love it, but they don't show it. They keep it, and you now misinterpret that as, he's not really shame, but in his heart, he truly, truly does. But he's being careful because he doesn't want to be vulnerable, because he doesn't want to be disrespected.
So love is an action word. It's not about keeping it in his heart. Do you talk me down in public and you say you love me, you don't know how to show it? That's not love. So they may not be kissy like we are, but in the little things that they do, in the little ways that they boost your self-esteem, you're doing something, they are there to support you. See, when you were launching your book, your husband prayed for you. I nearly cried. I was so excited. He prayed for his wife. Some men will not even show up on that day. They will find somewhere to be, and they make excuses that they're not around, or they're doing something more important. But he took out his time to be with his wife. That's what I'm talking about. So please, man, hold on.
Listen. Because we have heard your points. Don't buttress it more and more and more. What I'm asking you now is, the woman is saying, don't marry for love. Just marry someone that will pay for you.
No, she say that.
And you can submit to. You will only submit to a man that is calling
Financially.
You are not going to submit to a man who, if he's pushing
wheelbarrow.
Those people have wives, so
you will not submit to that one now. Because you have more money. You will just be telling.
No, not really.
So what I'm saying.
Mike is looking at it in a different way.
That's different from what I'm saying.
I'm looking at it.
It's different from what I'm saying.
Economic benefits.
That's not what I'm saying.
What the woman is saying.
Submission doesn't have to be economically.
No, it's the Bible that instructed it. Are you people not Christians again here?
Because what you are saying is, don't marry a man that will not that doesn't love you.
So what?
Wait, I have a caller.
Oh, you have a caller.
Okay, I have a caller. Maybe we should calm down a minute.
Calm down and get to
From Yola, I think I have Yinka. Good morning, Yinka. Thanks for calling.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're live.
I'm greeting all of you. I love you all.
Thank you.
Mariah, GC, Software.
We love you too.
Thank you.
I so much love you all. This is my first time.
Welcome.
I'm calling you people every time I will call. No day that I will not watch you people. My children know, they will say, Mommy, your guests are on the show. I say, I love you all. I love you all.
Thank you.
And one important thing is that BC is my birthday gift.
Oh, wow.
And Software is my husband's birthday gift. Yes. Since you people started this program, I started with you people.
God bless
time I will
you.
be
Thank
trying
you.
to you people, to get to you people, especially on my birthday and on Software's birthday. I will say, let me meet these guys. Let them know that somebody somewhere that loves. I love you people. I love you
Right back.
like
Anyway, we're
what
blushing
you
on that.
people are discussing this morning. In fact, if you people want to start program, I will be arranging everything that I want to do. So that 9 o'clock
Auntie, thank you. We have to go.
I've been watching you people.
Thank
I
you.
say I so much love you. All your programs, I say how I wish that I will just come one day down into Lagos and come and see you people. I love you people. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.